for joining the Kehillah Chari Torah Halacha Review Minute here brought to you by the internet for Thursday, the 19th of November. The next topic in the Sefer here has to do with Seudah Shlishit, which we also call Shalosh Sudas, a little bit of a colloquial expression there. It means three meals. In Hebrew, we call it Seudah Shlishit, the third meal, and the familiar, endearing Yiddish term is Shalosh Sudas, because there's a Gemara in Shabbos that says we should eat three meals on Shabbos to honor it. Usually people eat two meals, one in the morning, one in the evening, and we go out of our way. We make an extra effort to have a third meal to show that Shabbos is special. Accordingly, some of the commentators say that it is a greater show of honoring Shabbos. It's a greater demonstration of our honoring Shabbos in the first two meals, because usually you're satisfied from the meals before. You're not necessarily famished, hungry. Certainly at this time of the year, by 3:30 in the afternoon. So we're eating the meal. We're showing our love and our reverence for Shabbos, and we're honoring it with a meal. That's how Jews honor things, with a meal, right? What do you do at a bar mitzvah? Make a meal. What do you do at a wedding? Make a banquet, right? So how do we honor Shabbos? With a meal, same as Shabbos and Yom Tov. Be careful not to overeat during the morning meal in order to have room for the third meal. If you're satisfied from the first two meals and you simply cannot eat the third meal on Shabbos, you do not have to force yourself to eat. There are some people who eat maybe just a cookie or a cracker, which is good, a piece of fish, a piece of fruit, and there are some, I have heard, who satisfy themselves with learning Torah. They make that their spiritual banquet for Shalosh Sudas. BTW, as they say. By the way, I had a friend once when we lived in another town who held strongly of the opinion that these three meals, these shalosh seudot, three meals, should all be during the day. So he didn't count the Friday night meal toward the three. So he would come home from shul and make kiddush and have a little meal with kugel and a few other tasty treats. Say the after bracha. After that, sing a few songs, a few zemiros, maybe even get up and take a walk, come back and wash and eat the meal, the daytime meal, which is now his second meal, and then Seudah. So he and his family squeezed three meals into the day portion of Shabbos. That's above and beyond the call, right? He notes from Mordechai Masechtas Megillah. It's a Mordechai Masechtas Megillah. Got it. One of the commentaries in the back of Tractate Megillah and Beis Yosef and Shulchan Aruch says that women should be careful to eat Shalosh Sudas. Also, the poskim stress that women are equally obligated in all the halachas of Shabbos. Oftentimes we say, with regard to things like talis and tefillin, that women are exempted from positive time-bound mitzvahs. However, that does not apply in general with many of the mitzvahs of Shabbos and Yom Tov. So particularly on Shabbat, women are obligated to hear Kiddush, women are obligated to eat the meals, including Shalosh Sudas. One shouldn't start the Suda before 6.5 hours, halachic hours into the day. If you did eat the Shalosh Sudas before this time, you haven't fulfilled your obligation, you have to eat again. If you want to split the morning meal into two meals to fulfill the mitzvah of the third Suda, that's a good trick when the days are very short. If you eat some of the meal and then you bench and then you wash again and continue and not make it another meal, you have to do that after the Zman, after 6.5 hours a day. That's about the time we normally daven mincha in shul during the winter time, when we have our normally functioning minyan. We would daven, we'd finish shachris and musaf around noon. We'd go and have a kiddush, and then we'd come upstairs and daven at 1:45. That 1:45 time, which is the earliest possible time to daven mincha, means it's the earliest time you can do afternoon things. So shalosh is among those. So about 12:45 in the winter hours is the earliest time to eat your third Shabbos meal. Those who hold like the Gaon of Vilna in regard to Shkia may wash for the third Suda until 20 minutes after Shkia. That's quite a late time to wash. Those who hold like Rabbeinu Tam can wash even later. One who did not wash for bread should stop eating within a half an hour before Pesach Kochavim, before the reappearance of the stars, according to the Gaon. Those who hold in accordance with Rabbeinu Tam can keep right on eating. There you have it. There's a difference of opinion if you should eat the third Suda before or after you daven Mincha. Some say that you should eat and then daven mincha. Most poskim say that mincha comes first, and after that comes Seudah Shlishit. The accepted halacha is we daven mincha and then we eat. That is what we do here in shul. But if you're at home, as we all are these days, Shabbos afternoon, you can do it either way. The poskim say that who's these poskim? Shulchan Aruch, Levush, Taz, Shulchan Aruch, Harav, Mishnah Berurah, Kaf HaChaim, Tosa Shulchan, and Nishma Shabbos. In case you need any more authorities stacked up, back up this opinion, say that you should wash and eat bread at the third meal. It's preferable to eat a little bit more than kabeya, a little bit more than 2 ounces. The Aruch HaShulchan speaks strongly against those who do not have bread for the third meal. Try to eat something, eat a little bread. Bidi Evid after the fact, you could say eat a little mazonos and fruit. But ideally, as we say, bread is the thing. The poskim say that one should eat fish during all the Shabbos meals. That's brought in the name of Magen Avram and Kaf HaChaim. Also, tuna fish is sufficient in this regard. Some have the custom to drink wine at Seudah Shlishit, although, as we said the other day, we do not have a practice to make kiddush. And of course, as we were saying in our lengthy discussion of Lechem Mishnah, of having 2 pieces of bread on the when you make a motzi, when you eat bread for the third suda, ideally lechatchila, best practice, you should wash and say hamotzi on 2 loaves of bread. The prevailing custom is not to cover the challah at the third suda, as we said yesterday. Some, in fact, have the custom to do so. All right, that's about washing. We have a few more points to say about shalosh sudas, so we'll continue. Have a good day. Join us again soon. Keep